Hello everybody! Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today we will dive deep into the tantalizing drama surrounding Brooke Logan on The Bold and the Beautiful. Her life has taken a thrilling turn as she finds herself at the center of an electrifying love triangle, caught between two charismatic men who are pulling her heart in opposite directions. Let's unpack this juicy storyline with intricate details, exploring Brooke's newfound confidence, Ridge's simmering jealousy, and Nick's unexpected return as a potential game-changer. Brooke Logan, a woman whose heart has long been tethered to Ridge Forrester, is experiencing a renaissance of romantic attention that she hasn't felt in ages. For years, her world revolved around Ridge, chasing after a love that often left her heartbroken and yearning for more. But now, the tides have turned. The reappearance of Nick Marone, with his rugged charm and undeniable chemistry with Brooke, has injected a fresh wave of excitement into her life. Nick's return to Los Angeles wasn't just a casual visit. It was a mission to rekindle the fiery connection they once shared. His bold advances have stirred something within Brooke, awakening a side of her that had been dormant during her relentless pursuit of Ridge. Meanwhile, her desperate pleas for Ridge to reconsider their relationship have fallen on deaf ears until now. There's a flicker of hope in Brooke's eyes as she senses a shift in Ridge's demeanor, one fueled by something primal and possessive. As Brooke navigates this complex web of emotions, she can't help but notice the storm brewing in Ridge's eyes whenever Nick is near. The mere sight of Nick engaging in conversation with Brooke sends Ridge into a spiral of irritation. It's as if Nick's presence is a personal affront to him. One afternoon, in a moment of unguarded frustration, Ridge catches Brooke laughing at something Nick said during a chance encounter at Forrester Creations. His jaw tightens, and without a word, he storms over, his tone clipped as he orders Brooke to steer clear of Nick entirely. When pressed for an explanation, Ridge remains cryptic, muttering something about Nick being bad news and not worthy of someone like Brooke. The vagueness of his reasoning only adds fuel to the fire, leaving Brooke intrigued and, admittedly, flattered by Ridge's sudden protectiveness. What is it about Nick that unnerves Ridge so deeply? Could there be a hidden history or an old rivalry that Ridge refuses to disclose? Whatever the reason, Ridge's words carry a weight that makes Brooke feel seen, desired, and most important, liberal. This newfound dynamic has flipped a switch in Brooke, transforming her from a woman pining for lost love into a master strategist in the game of romance. For the first time in a long while, Brooke feels a surge of self-worth as she basks in the attention of not one, but two men. The sting of Ridge's repeated rejections had left her feeling small, but Nick's arrival has breathed new life into her spirit. She confides in her sister Katie over a glass of wine at the Logan estate, her laughter echoing through the room as she recounts a playful, stolen kiss with Nick down by the marina. Brooke's eyes sparkle with mischief as she admits that she's enjoying every second of this unexpected turn of events. Later, as if on cue, Ridge walks into the office just as Brooke is animatedly retelling the story to Katie. His glare could cut through steel, but Brooke meets his gaze with a sly, knowing smile, fully aware that her actions are striking a nerve. It's clear that she's orchestrating this scenario with precision, using Nick as a pawn to provoke a reaction from Ridge. But what exactly is her endgame? Is she simply trying to win Ridge back, or is there a deeper realization waiting to unfold? Meanwhile, the complexity of Ridge's emotions adds another layer to this unfolding drama. Is his reaction rooted in genuine jealousy, or is it merely annoyance at seeing Brooke move on with someone he deems unworthy? Ridge has made his choice clear as happy with Taylor, or so he claims. He's often spoken glowingly of their rekindled romance, reminiscing about shared history and the stability Taylor brings to his life. Yet, the moment he sees Brooke with Nick, his demeanor shifts into something territorial. Does he truly believe no one else deserves Brooke, or is he grappling with lingering feelings he's too proud to admit? Perhaps Ridge sees in Nick a reflection of his own past mystic as a man with a reputation for breaking hearts, just as Ridge has done time and again. For now, the answers remain elusive, but one thing is certain: Ridge's cryptic disdain for Nick hints at a backstory we've yet to uncover, promising more revelations as the weeks progress. On the other side of this tangled affair is Nick Marone, a man who seems all too willing to dive headfirst into the chaos for a chance at Brooke's heart. Nick's return to town wasn't just a whim, it was fueled by a longing to reclaim the passionate connection he once shared with Brooke. He spends his evenings on his yacht, gazing at the city lights, lost in thoughts of her smile and the way she used to look at him. But as Brooke plays her game of cat and mouse with Ridge, Nick risks becoming collateral damage. Will Brooke's flirtations with him be nothing more than a tool to ignite Ridge's jealousy, leaving Nick heartbroken once again? Or could this be the moment Nick proves himself as the better man, showing Brooke a kind of devotion and sincerity that Ridge has never been able to sustain? Nick is no stranger to heartbreak, but he's determined to fight for Brooke, even if it means enduring the humiliation of being a pawn in her scheme. As this love triangle intensifies, Brooke's inner conflict becomes more pronounced. On one hand, she yearns for Ridge, the man she's always considered her destiny, the one she's fought for through countless obstacles. On the other, Nick represents a fresh start, a chance to break free from the cycle of pain and disappointment that has defined her relationship with Ridge for decades. Late at night, as she sits alone in her luxurious bedroom overlooking the city, Brooke wrestles with her choices. What if Nick's steadfast affection is the true path to happiness? What if she's been chasing a mirage with Ridge all this time? The possibility of a surprise twist looms on the horizon. Perhaps Brooke will come to see that Nick offers a love that is deeper, more genuine, and far more fulfilling than anything she's ever experienced with Ridge. Could this be the moment she finally lets go of the past and embraces a future she never saw coming? In the midst of all this romantic upheaval, the stakes feel higher than ever for Brooke. She's no longer just a woman chasing after love. She's a force to be reckoned with, wielding her charm and cunning to reshape her destiny. Whether she's flaunting her connection with Nick, a glamorous Forrester event, or exchanging loaded glances with Ridge across a crowded room, every move she makes is calculated to stir emotions and shift alliances. The question on everyone's mind is simple yet profound. Will Brooke use Nick as a stepping stone to reclaim Ridge's heart? Or will she open her eyes to the possibility that Nick is the man she's been searching for all along? As the drama unfolds, one thing is clear: Brooke Logan is back in control, and she's playing to win. Next, we will delve into the gripping drama surrounding Luna Nozawa on The Bold and the Beautiful. A recent episode has set the stage for intense family confrontations and shocking revelations as Poppy delivers some hard-hitting truths to her daughter. Luna's actions have spiraled into a web of deceit and danger, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. In this expanded exploration, we'll unpack the weight of Poppy's words, Luna's troubling mindset, and the burning questions about her future. Buckle up as we dive into the chaos with fresh details and imaginative twists, while staying true to the core of this explosive storyline. The tension in the Nozawa household reached a boiling point in the latest episode, as Poppy, with a mix of frustration and maternal desperation, laid bare the harsh reality of Luna's situation. Standing in their dimly lit living room, Poppy's voice trembled with a blend of anger and sorrow as she reminded Luna of the monumental favor Bill Spencer had done for her. "Bill had you pardoned," she said, her words cutting through the silence like a knife. "Without him, you'd be behind bars right now." Poppy didn't shy away from the brutal truth. Luna's hands are stained with blood, and no amount of denial can wash away the fact that she's a murderer. She emphasized the gravity of Luna's debt to Bill, her tone sharp as she declared, "You owe your life and your freedom to that man." Yet, despite this stark reminder, Luna's expression remained defiant, her eyes clouded with a troubling disconnect from reality. It's as if she's built an impenetrable wall around herself, refusing to acknowledge the consequences of her actions. Could this be a sign of deeper psychological turmoil? Or is Luna simply too far gone to grasp the lifeline she's been thrown? Luna's inability to internalize her mother's words has sparked a firestorm of reactions among fans, who are both baffled and disturbed by her apparent lack of remorse. Social media platforms buzz with heated discussions about Luna's warped perception of her circumstances. At a local cafe, a group of B&B enthusiasts huddles over their laptops, dissecting the episode with fervor. One viewer passionately types out, "How can Luna still be so delusional?" In her twisted mind, she seems to think she can target Steffi Forrester next, as if there won't be any fallout. Others chime in with equal frustration, pointing out the glaring flaws in Luna's logic. She's already taken to lives, and she's made it crystal clear to everyone in town how much she despises Steffi, blaming her for everything and wishing her gone. Does she really think no one will point fingers at her if Steffi disappears? Another fan posts on a forum. The consensus online is that Luna's obsession with eliminating Steffi, perhaps in a misguided attempt to win Finn's affection, is a disaster waiting to happen. Could Luna's next move push her beyond the point of redemption, or will someone intervene before her dark impulses take over completely? The complexity of Luna's motivations adds yet another layer of intrigue to this already tumultuous storyline. While Poppy's words were meant to ground her, Luna seems to view her connection to Bill Spencer as an entitlement rather than a debt. Fans are scratching their heads over why Luna feels Bill is somehow obligated to shoulder her burdens. During a late-night discussion on a fan podcast, a listener calls in to vent, RJ didn't abandon Luna, he stood by her through thick and thin. Why isn't that enough for her? Why this fixation on Bill? The question lingers like a storm cloud over Luna's arc. Perhaps there's an unspoken resentment toward RJ for not offering the kind of power or status she craves, or maybe Luna's hunger for validation drives her to seek Bill's approval above all else. Whatever the reason, her dismissive attitude toward those who supported her paints a troubling picture of a young woman spiraling out of control. Is there a hidden trauma fueling her choices, or is Luna simply consumed by greed and ambition? Delving deeper into Luna's psyche, her obsession with becoming part of Bill's family raises eyebrows and sparks endless speculation among the B&B community. At a fan meetup in a downtown diner, a seasoned viewer sips her coffee and muses, "It's so strange that Luna became fixated on Bill and the Spencer dynasty. She had RJ, and the Forresters are just as wealthy, if not more so. If she's after a life of luxury, why didn't she just stick with RJ and secure her place in their world?" Another attendee nods, adding a theory of their own. "I think there's more to it than just money." Luna's insistence on being tied to Bill and even making a pass at him doesn't really scream missing a father figure. It feels more calculated, like she's chasing power or a name that carries weight. The idea that Luna might have thrown away a stable future with RJ for a risky gamble with Bill leaves fans puzzled. Had she played her cards right, she could have quietly lived a pampered life within the Forrester fold. Instead, her actions suggest a deeper, more destructive agenda. Could Luna be driven by a need to rewrite her own narrative, or is she merely a pawn in a larger game of manipulation? As we ponder what's next for Luna, the future looks murky at best. Her mother's stern reminder of her crimes and the debt she owes to Bill seems to have fallen on deaf ears, leaving those around the audience bracing for the inevitable fallout. Will Luna's next scheme target Steffi, as many fear, in a desperate bid to reshape her reality? The thought of Luna plotting against Steffi, perhaps during a late-night encounter at the Forrester mansion, sends chills down the spine. If she acts on her hatred, the consequences could be catastrophic, not just for Steffi, but for Luna herself, as suspicion would inevitably turn her way. Alternatively, there's a sliver of hope that someone but Poppy, RJ, or even Bill might break through her delusions before it's too late. Imagine a tense confrontation at Spencer Publications, where Bill, with his commanding presence, lays down an ultimatum that forces Luna to confront the wreckage she's caused. Or perhaps RJ, driven by lingering love, stages an emotional intervention at a quiet seaside spot where they once shared happier times. The possibilities are endless, but one thing is certain: Luna's path is a tightrope, and every step she takes could lead to either salvation or ruin. Adding to the suspense is the ripple effect Luna's actions are having on those around her. Poppy, for instance, is clearly torn between protecting her daughter and grappling with the moral weight of Luna's crimes. In a quiet moment at home, Poppy might stare at old family photos, wondering where she went wrong as a mother, her heart heavy with guilt and fear for Luna's future. Meanwhile, Bill, who has extended his generosity in ways few would, might begin to question whether his decision to pardon Luna was a mistake. Picture him pacing in his sleek office, gazing out over the Los Angeles skyline, wrestling with the realization that his act of mercy could enable more chaos. Even RJ, though pushed to the sidelines, likely harbors a mix of anger and sorrow as he watches someone he once loved descend into darkness. Could these dynamics converge in a dramatic showdown, perhaps at a high-stakes family gathering, where truths are laid bare and alliances are tested? As the dust settles on this latest chapter of Luna's story, the B&B fandom is left buzzing with anticipation and uncertainty. Luna's refusal to heed Poppy's warnings, combined with her dangerous fixation on Steffi and her puzzling obsession with Bill, sets the stage for a roller coaster of emotions in the episodes to come. Will Luna continue down this treacherous path, risking everything in pursuit of a twisted fantasy? Or will a moment of clarity or a devastating consequence force her to reckon with the monster she's become? We invite you, our loyal viewers, to share your predictions and theories in the comments below. Does Luna have any hope of redemption, or is her fate already sealed? Next, we will explore the exciting return of a beloved character on The Bold and the Beautiful. Jack Wagner has made a sensational comeback to the show as Nick Marone, marking his first extended storyline since 2012. This summer arc promises not just a nostalgic reunion, but also a potential gateway to thrilling future developments. With romance, rivalries, and professional battles on the horizon, Nick's reappearance in Los Angeles is stirring up a storm. Join us as we dive deep into this captivating update with fresh perspectives, inventive additions, and intricate details surrounding Nick's return and what it could mean for the canvas of B&B. The buzz around town is electric as Jack Wagner steps back into the rugged boots of Nick Marone, a character who first sailed into our hearts in 2003. This isn't just a fleeting cameo. Wagner's return signals a significant storyline, igniting hope among fans that this could be the start of something much bigger. During a candid interview with Soap Opera Digest, Wagner shared his enthusiasm for slipping back into Nick's world, revealing a meaningful conversation with executive producer and head writer Bradley Bell. Their decades-long professional friendship hints at a vision for Nick that extends far beyond this summer's arc. "Brad and I discussed the possibilities," Wagner confided. A glimmer of excitement in his voice, he suggested that this could be merely the first chapter for Nick and his enduring connection with Brooke Logan. Imagine Nick docking his yacht permanently in LA, becoming a fixture once again in the drama-filled lives of the Forrester and Logan families. Could this be the beginning of a long-term revival for a character who's been missed for over a decade? Nick Marone's re-entry into Brooke Logan's orbit is nothing short of seismic, rekindling a passion that has always simmered just beneath the surface. With the same relentless determination that defined his earlier pursuits, Nick is laser-focused on winning back the woman who once captured his heart. Brooke, who has spent years tethered to the on-again, off-again cycle with Ridge Forrester, finds herself at a crossroads. Picture a sunlit afternoon at a quaint seaside cafe where Nick, with his weathered charm and soulful gaze, pours his heart out to Brooke over coffee, reminiscing about their wild, carefree days. This pursuit isn't just about romance. It's a chance for Brooke to break free from the endless heartbreak of being Ridge's destiny, only to be cast aside time and again for Taylor Hayes. Nick offers a lifeline, a promise of something stable and genuine, unlike the roller coaster she's endured with Ridge. But will Brooke dare to step away from the familiar ache of her past and embrace a future with Nick, or will old habits keep her anchored to a love that's hurt her a million times? Beyond the romantic entanglements, Nick's return opens up a Pandora's box of professional rivalries that could shake the very foundations of Forrester Creations. Armed with the vast Marone fortune, Nick isn't just a threat to Ridge on a personal level. He's poised to challenge him in the cutthroat world of fashion. Fans are already speculating about Nick reviving Jackie M, the once formidable design house, to launch an all-out war against Forrester Creations. Envision a sleek, modern office space in downtown LA, where Nick, with a determined glint in his eye, sketches out plans to resurrect Jackie M as a powerhouse that could rival even the most established names in the industry. This isn't just about competition, it's personal. A fashion showdown of this magnitude hasn't been seen in years, and the mere thought of runway battles, espionage, and stolen designs has viewers salivating. Could Nick's business acumen and deep pockets finally give Ridge a run for his money, or will Forrester Creations weather this storm, as they always have? The ripple effects of Nick's return don't stop at Brooke or Ridge. Fear's potential for a family reunion that could stir up even more drama. What if Nick's mother, the glamorous and cunning Jackie Marone, sails back into town to support her son's endeavors? Picture Jackie strutting into a Forrester gala, her presence alone turning heads and raising eyebrows, especially those of Eric Forrester. Her history with Eric is a ticking time bomb, and her return could spell trouble for Donna Logan, who's currently basking in Eric's affection. Imagine the sparks flying as Jackie, with her sharp wit and undeniable allure, flirts shamelessly with Eric at a charity event, leaving Donna fuming in a corner. Jackie's influence wouldn't just be romantic, could play a key role in strategizing Jackie M's comeback, bringing her savvy business sense to the table. Will Jackie's reappearance reignite old flames and rivalries, or will she simply be the catalyst for Nick's ambitious plans to take root? Nick's potential to reshape the professional landscape extends to the younger generation as well, with intriguing possibilities for alliances that could ruffle feathers at Forrester Creations. What if Nick, in a bold move, convinces Bridget for restaurants known as the mysterious Madame Exto come out of retirement and design for Jackie M? Envision a late-night meeting on Nick's yacht, where he passionately pitches the idea to Bridget, appealing to her creative spirit and offering her a chance to step out of the Forrester shadow. The fallout would be instantaneous. Ridge and Eric would be livid at the betrayal, while Bridget's designs could become the cornerstone of Jackie M's resurgence. But that's not all. What if Nick also extends an olive branch to his former stepdaughter, Hope Logan, luring her away from Forrester with promises of creative freedom and a fresh start? The image of Hope walking into Jackie M's offices, sketchbook in hand, while Steffi glares from across town, is enough to set the stage for epic confrontations. Though it might mean no more clashes with Steffi at Forrester, joining Nick's firm would light a new fire under their rivalry. How will Steffi react to Hope aligning with the enemy after they've only just buried the hatchet? As Nick Marone's presence looms larger over Los Angeles, the potential storylines multiply, each more tantalizing than the last. His return isn't just a blast from the past, it's a catalyst for sweeping changes in the romantic, familial, and professional spheres of the bold and the beautiful. Wagner himself hints at a busy schedule, balancing his work on Hallmark channels when calls the heart, but the door remains wide open for Nick to drop anchor in LA. For good. Imagine the possibilities if Nick becomes a permanent fixture, a constant thorn in Ridge's side, a beacon of hope for Brooke, and a revolutionary force in the fashion world. Fans can't help but dream of epic showdowns at Fashion Week, where Jackie M and Forrester Creations unveil dueling collections under the glaring spotlight. Or tender moments where Nick and Brooke rebuild trust on a quiet beach at sunset. Will Bradley Bell seize this opportunity to craft a multi-layered arc for Nick that keeps us hooked for years to come? Or will this summer stint remain a fleeting, albeit thrilling, chapter? The excitement surrounding Jack Wagner's return, as Nick Marone has reignited passion among B&B viewers, and the future looks brighter and more dramatic than ever. Will Nick finally be the key to Brooke's lasting happiness, or will he find himself outmaneuvered by Ridge once again? Can Jackie M rise from the ashes to challenge Forrester Creations, or will Nick's ambitions crash against the established order? We want to hear from you, our dedicated fans. Share your thoughts, predictions, and wildest hopes for Nick's journey in the comments below. Stay tuned to B&B Spoilers channel for the latest updates, insider scoops, and deep dives into every twist and turn of this exhilarating storyline. Let's keep the conversation alive as we watch Nick Marone potentially reclaim his place in the heart of Los Angeles drama.